The purpose of this hearing is to hear public testimony with respect to a special permit application to the Board of Standards and Appeals, calendar number 2020-50BZ for 2328 Olean Street, Block 7677, Lot 78. Special permit applications have been filed with the Board of Standards and Appeals pursuant to the sections 73-621 and 73-622 of the zoning resolution of the City of New York as amended to request 2 special permits to enlarge an existing single-family residence, one for the portion located in a residential R2 zoning district, and one for the portion located in a residential R3-2 zoning district. If you wish to testify on this issue, please use the WebEx Raise Your Hand function to speak or email your comments and questions to info@cb14brooklyn.com. Comments received during the hearing will be read aloud for the record. Please state clearly for the record your name, address, and organization prior to giving testimony. At this time, I'm going to ask the board members who are present to unmute yourselves and introduce yourselves. I'll start. I'm Ed Powell, Chair of Community Board 14.
Gail Smith, First Vice Chair.
Alvin Dirk, member.
Hi, Hindi Benzel, Secretary.
Greg Alvarez, member.
Ria Siri Van Hazelwood, member.
I believe I saw some more members present.
This is Ed Sen, member.
Ryan Nuremberg, member.
There are additional members present. Please unmute yourselves and introduce.
Michelle Bronson, member.
Also joined by Barden Prasant and Don Murray Walker.
Said hello earlier. I think someone just talked over me. Sorry. I'm a member, by the way.
Okay. The first speaker will be Lyra Altman.
All right. Good evening. Lyra Altman from the Office of Lyra Altman. Do you want me to go through the case or do you want to introduce it, Mr. Powell?
Pardon me, Lyra, would you repeat that?
I said, would you like to introduce the case or would you like me to just go right into it?
Please go right into it.
Perfect. I'm Lyra Altman and I'm representing the Haddad family, and Maya Haddad's with us this evening. As I said, she's 39 weeks pregnant, so if she excuses herself, please understand. They are looking for a special permit for a home enlargement for their home at 2328 Olean Street. And I've emailed around for your request documents. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to hold this up for you. And what you're going to see is a very unusual lot. And one portion of it, which is along Olean Street, is in an R2 zoning district. This portion right here is in an R32 zoning district. And as I said, you do have this in your email as well from Anya. What they are looking to do, this is the existing building, and I will show you the proposed in a moment with images. They're looking to enlarge in the front yard here. That enlargement will maintain the required 15-foot front yard. They're also looking to add on top of the existing building. By doing that, they will be putting a full second floor and a partial attic. This piece right here will only have second floor. The remainder will have the second floor and attic, as I said. They're also looking to enlarge right here. And as we said, right here. Those are the portions. I will hold it up now, the amended portion, just to give you somewhat of a visual. And then, of course, I will go through what the zoning waivers are, but I want you to see what we're looking at since you don't have the advantage of looking at a model while we're talking. Now, holding up the images of the home, what they are proposing to provide you is quite a lovely home. This is what the front will look like. The beautiful mansard style roof. The side view of the building is right here. This is the rear view. And here is the other side. Now, let me go through the waivers that are being requested in order to obtain this. First, they're requesting a floor area waiver in both the R2 and the R32 zoning districts. In the R2 zoning district, it's going to be a typical 73-622 request, which means we're allowed a 0.5. We typically request up to approximately a 1.0. In this case, we are looking to request a 0.98, which is a total of 1,889 square feet. The other waivers in this district are open space ratio. As we all understand, as the floor area goes up, the amount of open space goes down, and a side yard waiver. When you look at the existing building, and I'm going to pull the image up, you're going to see one of them. Where is it? One of them has a 7.54 inch side yard right here. We are just looking to extend it. Okay, we are not looking to reduce the required side yard. We're just looking to extend the pre-existing non-complying side yard. They should be 5 and 8. They're actually 5'4" or 5.4 and 7.54. So that's in the R2 district. In the R32 district, it's a little different. We're looking for a 73-621 special permit. The difference is in that special permit, we can only request a 10% enlargement of floor area, a 10% increase on the lot coverage, and a 10% decrease in the amount of open space. Now, although the base floor area is also 0.5 in that district, what we're able to do is we're able to add 20% under a sloping roof between 5 and 8 feet in height, which brings us to a total permitted FAR of 0.6. We are requesting a total of 0.63 in this district. And once again, we're impacting the open space and the lot coverage because as the building gets bigger, the amount of lot coverage once again will increase. The amount of open space will again decrease. For the record, the amount of floor area on this portion will be 995.25 square feet. Those are the waivers. It's floor area in both districts. It's the open space and lot coverage in the R2 and the R32, I apologize, open space ratio in the R2, and one side yard in the R2. So if you have any questions, I'm happy to answer them.
Thank you, Ms. Altman.
Yes.
Are there any questions or comments from board members? Please raise your hand virtually.
And I don't see any hands, but I do know that there are a couple of attendees who could not get on as panelists. I'm going to ask if Alex could please make sure maybe there's only one attendee. If you could make sure that attendee and any others that I'm not seeing are unmuted.
The attendee, I believe, is just our client right now.
No, I think we have Michael Cedillo, one of our board members, on as an attendee. I just got an email to that effect.
Not sure.
You raised my hand. I'm not.
I just muted him.
Oh, yes. Hi. I have no questions. Thank you so much, though, Sean.
Well, welcome to the talkers.
Yes.
Sean, thought I virtually raised my hand. I'm not sure if you can see it, or maybe I just hit the wrong button.
I just didn't scroll up high enough, but go ahead, Barton. You're the only one with a hand up right now, so it seems like the
The
floor would
problem
be
with being
yours.
tall, you have to keep scrolling up. Looking at the numbers, do I see that the finished new building will be 57 feet high and that the two adjacent buildings are roughly half that size?
No, the proposed finished building is 35 feet. I can show you
Oh.
a drawing.
Okay, because I'm looking on page 11 of A11. And
Page
it says
A11.
roof elevation 57.63. Oh, I see.
That's
Maybe
elevation, that's not height.
from the cellar. So I see. So you lose
It's,
20
yeah,
feet
that's,
cellar.
this is what the actual height is. It's 35 feet, and here is an image of it with the block.
Got it. That makes much better sense. Thank you.
No, we would not bring you a house that was 50 feet high.
I greatly appreciate that. My bad. Apologies. I will now lower
No
my
apologies
hand.
necessary. That's why we're here.
Okay, are there any other hands raised?
Yes, Ed, I have my hand up. It's Sean.
Okay,
Lyra, is there more than one building on this lot? Specifically, is there a garage?
There is. Let me. You know what? I'm gonna have to use my big plans because those are the ones I've now ripped apart the other ones. This is what the lot looks like, and here it is in the back.
Could you, because this board customarily has a concern about garages that are located too close to the residence, could you tell me the distance between the garage and the wall of the
There's
house?
quite a distance. You guys typically request 3 feet. We don't have it dimensioned here because it's such a large space. Looking at it and scaling it, I would say it's probably approximately 10 feet. There's a large different distance between the two.
Okay, that wasn't a question. I just wanted to make sure that that was clear to the board.
Right, and I will tell you, the building, remember, is already existing in that area. If you compare the existing and the proposed.
okay, any other any board members' hands raised? Okay, hearing none. Are there any pre-registered speakers, Sean?
There was nobody pre-registered. I think there are a couple members of the public on the meeting tonight. If you want.
I don't know, can I speak?
Just identify yourself, please.
Hi, everyone. My name is Marie Antoine Pierre, and I'm a resident of East 16th Street between Beverly and the Dead End. This is like my first meeting. So I was introduced by Monique Chandler Waterman from East Fabulous Village. So this is pretty much my first meeting. So thank you for having me on to,
Welcome.
to assist and see.
Oh, welcome aboard. Any other members of the public like to speak? Please unmute yourself or raise your hand.
And I see, this is Anya. I see that Greg Alvarez has his hand up.
Okay, Greg, please.
Oh, sure. Thank you. Thank you for the presentation, and the house looks lovely. I just had a question when you were talking about the waivers that are being requested. And is that under 7363? Is it correct?
The waivers, there's two sets of waivers. We're requesting a special permit under 73-621 for the R2 and 73-622 for the R2. Because in the 73-622 special permit, which is what you typically see, in your board, it's only permitted in the R2 zoning district. Because the lot is split, we've had to do two special permits, one for each zoning district.
Right. Okay. You mentioned, though, the 10% requirements that you can exceed up to that. Oh, it's under 621 as well. Okay.
Correct. 73-621 is the 10% enlargement that you get for anything that's in the R32 on this lot.
Gotcha.
73622 is the special permit you're used to seeing, which is what we're using on the R2 portion of the lot.
Okay, yeah, I see that now. Okay, thank you. And we're not exceeding that 10%, the 110% requirement in any
Think
way?
about it, 0.6 is what we're allowed. We're going to 0.63. That's well below 10%.
Okay, thank you. I just wanted to make sure of that. And then just one question, design question on the exterior. Are there any, is there any external lighting that's proposed other than your typical, front door light that would go on the outside?
Truthfully, that hasn't been designed yet or even considered yet. Until we get through BSA and trying to determine the bulk of the building, we don't start designing, or I should say the client doesn't design. I step out at that point. Things like lighting and landscaping.
Okay, I just wanted to see if there was any intention of putting any sort of additional lighting. I don't know if you've talked with that with your client.
I haven't, because it's really not part of the application, and it's something, again, until we know what the final outcome on the building is going to be, it's too premature to start designing the landscaping and the lighting that goes with it.
Well, I mean, part of our review is to ensure that it fits into the harmony of the community as well. So it does seem like a consideration, at least at this point. But you're saying that it hasn't been considered at this point?
I can truthfully say in 20 years, you're the first person to ask me that question on a house. On a gas station, I get that question a lot. On a house, not often.
Yeah, okay, just checking. All right, thank you very much. That's all.
I don't mind answering that question, actually, regarding lighting. Hi, it's Maya.
Hi.
Lyra's right. It hasn't been designed because we wanted to make sure everything was approved before we spent the time doing that, and landscaping as well. We do plan on having outdoor lighting, but conservative, so something that doesn't really doesn't shine on the neighbors or isn't an interference. Obviously, I would hate that. I have that problem now elsewhere. But something conservative to kind of highlight the features of the home, but nothing to make it stand out too much. Kind of low key, but absolutely a little bit of lighting.
Okay, yeah, nothing to spill over though to the neighbors or anything like that.
No.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
All right, thank you for weighing in on that.
Yeah.
Okay, so thank you, Maya, for shedding some light, as it were, on that. Are there any other members of the public that would like to speak on this?
I see that Biden Prasant has his hand up, but.
Okay.
That's a new question, sorry. Shall I go ahead?
Sure.
Oh, thanks. So first of all, someone may have asked at the very start, but we've had no letters or anything sent, and they sent out the round of notifications.
Lyra did do a mailing. Lyra, will you address that? You did do a mailing to
everybody
notify.
100-foot radius, of course.
And we don't have any other input. We didn't receive any.
We did not get any, no, we don't have any pre-registered speakers or pre-registered remarks.
And I received no phone calls.
Okay, great. One other question, again, I'm going to show my ignorance, but Lyra, if you could just walk me through a little bit. So the aggregate FAR is 0.98, correct, on the entire?
Well, it's not the entire. We have to split the lot by zoning district. So in the R2.
That's going to be my question. Just run me briefly through what the ramifications were and how you apportioned parts of the enlargement within two different zoning districts.
Yeah. If you look at the lot, this portion of the lot, this triangular piece.
Right, I see that.
Is in the R32.
Right.
So
I saw the demarcation line.
What we did was we took this area, the lot area, we multiplied it by 0.5, and that got us our permitted FAR. So this is what we use for the FAR, for the open space, for the lot coverage. Everything R32 is based on this triangle. Everything R2 goes up here, across, comes down, comes here. I know this is here. It comes back here, comes back in. So this is a little bit of an odd spot right here.
But it's still easy.
R2 is based on the calculation of this area only. So we
Okay.
cannot look at the aggregate floor area as an accurate depiction of anything. So we're 0.63 in the R32, we're 0.98 in the R2,
Okay, that's
based
great.
on their
because-
respective lot area.
Yeah, we had an instance with a lot up on Church.
Ralph Del Priore
has joined the meeting.
Sorry, I was just saying we had an instance with a lot up on Church, I believe, where, again, the lot was split into two different zoning districts, and the developer seemed to be pushing more of the higher FAR section that naturally makes sense with the lot. So I was just happy to hear you just spell that out exactly as I hoped you would. So
Right.
sorry.
And by the way, the permitted FAR in both, the base in both is a 0.5. You just get a 10% bump or a 20% bump automatically under a sloping roof in the R32, which you don't get in the R2. There's really not a tremendous difference between the two districts.
Okay. Well, that's a nice one where the two are roughly commensurate rather than ones where you have all of a sudden jarring break, single lot between two massively different zoning.
Okay.
Thank you. Lower my hand. I can
Are
figure out how
there
to do it
any
again.
additional questions or comments?
No hands are up, Ed.
Okay, so this is a time that we huddle, board members, and arrive at consensus.
I make a motion to approve.
Who was that?
Brian Nierenberg, a motion to approve.
Okay,
Bendel, second.
okay.
To be clear, the board members are really, Ephraim, I just want to be picky about this. You're making a motion to recommend approval to the full board at our full board meeting on October 13th.
I stand corrected.
Thank you.
Okay, so you've heard the motion. It's been seconded. Is there anyone opposed? Raise your hand if you're opposed, or unmute yourself and speak. Okay, are there any hands raised?
There are no hands raised and there are no speakers speaking.
Okay, and then I take that as full concordance with the board members. This will be it will be recommended at the full board members at the full board meeting. Forgive me tonight. That we will recommend approval at the full board meeting.
And that meeting, for the record, is Tuesday, October 13th. That's an unusual day of the week for us to hold a meeting, but it is Tuesday, October 13th. We will meet on WebEx again at 6:30.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, everybody. Thank you, Lyra.
Thank you.
Nice to see your face.
Nice to see everyone.
All right. Take care, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
This hearing is concluded at 6:57.
Great, Ed. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Take care, everyone.
Ralph Del
Bye-bye.
Priore
Thank you.
Has left the meeting.